Greetings, everyone, and welcome to another Friday night on BMBBH. I'm working with half a voice tonight, and I actually contemplated not coming on tonight. Like I did, I contemplated canceling, and I don't think that anyone would have judged me for it. But I'm not feeling that bad. So I mean, the show must go on, right? So you know, thank you for joining me for another Friday night here on BMBBH. B0454. Welcome, and thanks for tuning in. Shout out. Yeah, yeah, we're gonna get into it in just one moment. Thank you for tuning in as always, and also for those of you out there that have been doing this, thank you for engaging my community tab as well. And I do highly recommend that. I do post a lot of memes, and I do a couple polls too, and people have been responding very well to my polls. So again, thank you for everyone's support. And I know I sound like shit tonight, but like I said, this microphone is pretty good, and hopefully I'll be able to get my points across. And if it's any night for me to have a full panel of people, yeah, this would be the night. Yeah, that'll help give my voice a rest and, make points, when they really count. Uh, so I guess I'll go ahead and get into it. Yeah, I was looking at a social media post earlier, and it was this female, of course, because, black women have a lot to ask black men at all times, trying to get our thoughts and our opinions, and then turn around and complain about our thoughts and our opinions after they ask for them. But the social media post that I'm talking about it was this woman that was asking, why do men still mess with single mothers, but they don't like the fact that they're single mothers. Basically, they talk about single mothers, but they still mess with them. So, I look at the context of messing with someone, and I was like, well, a lot of the answers that she was getting to the question was, because, it was more along the lines of single mothers with easy pussy, and single mothers were easier to get. They love to fuck, all this other stuff. And she started calling the guys weird. You guys are weirdos. You mean to tell me that you'll accept her having sex, and you won't accept you won't accept her? And a lot of the guys were like, yeah. And a lot of these guys' problem is, the whole her having a kid thing, especially if the guy is single and he has a lot to going for himself. I mean, that's going to be the guy that reluctant to take on any responsibilities that may be costly to him if he doesn't have to. And that's kind of the point. Some of the point of this conversation right here. Um, I was, I was looking at a social media post from Dennis Sperling, and he had shout out to J3. What is the moist mindset? There's this guy teaching moist uh, mindset. They're saying that for some reason, guys who don't date single mothers are weak, and I think that's just not that's not a fair assessment at all. And I would never ask or never suggest that guys undertake a priority that does not belong to them. Now I gotta give a shout out. Now I gotta give a shout out to Matty Ghost. I really appreciate the super chat. Thank you for your generosity. He said I may quit the gig soon. I hope your voice gets better, bro. Stay up. Okay, I appreciate that, and I do appreciate the really generous super chat. You know, but as far as J3 is concerned, assume who you want to on that one. But I'm just saying, don't sit up there and call somebody weak because you want them to do something that is very costly to them. Now, here's what I say about this game thing, and and this guy teaches game or whatever. I guess you could call it teaching game. See, here is having game to me. Is like having game to me is pulling the woman, making a woman dedicated who has already had the best sex that she has ever gonna had, has been wined and dined by dudes of all kinds of values and social statuses, you know, and game is where you can lock down a woman like that. I mean, beautiful, have options. You can lock down a woman like that and make her not want to go back to that lifestyle based on your energy. That's game. Because all really these some of these dudes out here talking about is just some kind of glorified tricking. Why should I have to take care of someone else's kid that isn't mine? Period. I mean, if I don't like if you are a single dad yourself and you're matching energies, then of course, go ahead. Don't be hypocritical. Go ahead, do what you got to do. If you're a single dad, hey, a single mom might be for you. And you might be one of the lucky few that get a woman with no kids that's willing to support you every step of the way and your kid. My cousin did it. My cousin already had like a 7-year-old boy and married this beautiful woman with no kids because he had things going for him. And she loved him and was dedicated to him. She got pregnant by him and had twins. Congratulations to the both of them. So do what you want to do out there. But at the same time, don't suggest that some guy is weak just because he won't date a single mother. All right. So, what's up, Babe Blotter News? Yes, as everybody walks in, get the likes up. Maddie goes, thank you once again. My mindset is so moist it turns hard dirt into wet clay. All right. All right. Well, thank you for the super chat again. But shoot, let me give it a rest for a second. Let me see if I can drink some water or something. Sound like another YouTuber out here always dissing men. The man always talking about not standing up for the women, but that's what I don't get. Why do these dudes always sit up there and talk about the fucking manosphere like we hurt you or we fucked all your women and then coming right back around and say that we're a bunch of broken men? Like, why sit up there and say, oh, y'all bashing black women, y'all talking about black women, but you're taking time in broadcast to make about men? Usually when I grew up, when a female hated me, that usually meant she liked me. So, brothers, what exactly are you trying to say? So, I'll talk more about that tomorrow night. But, yeah, but, like I said, the wrong thing to do is to suggest that a brother should throw his life away based on game. You a stupid motherfucker to suggest that. So let me put this on the screen here as to what brought us to this broadcast. All right. Now, for those of you who know, oh, my voice sounds like shit, but for those of you who know Dennis Sperling put this on his Facebook page. And I thought about this, and the first thing I did was put up a Shaq meme. The one where he says SHIIIID. Yeah, because I'm like, wow, this shit just cannot be possible. It's like the world is getting dumber. But look at the administration that we just put in the damn White House. Well, I didn't because I didn't vote for the guy. But let me read it real quick. He said, can you make a male babysitter pay child support? And I'm going to read it. And it's like, this is not good for my voice, but I decided to go on tonight anyway. She says, I'm a single mother going to college with my sister. We're currently rent an apartment together. A couple of weeks ago, I asked my neighbor, a trustworthy guy, if he could watch the kids for 2 hours while I went to class and my sister wasn't home, and he agreed. If he babysits and doesn't accept pay, can I sue him for child support because he took on a fatherly role? I'm sure I can't convince a court that he accepted a fatherly role. Okay, now, really honestly, that sounds fucking crazy. It really does. And I mean, like, but the kind of climate, and I think that what he was trying to say from a legal standpoint, because Dennis Sperling is a lawyer, what he was trying to say from a legal standpoint is this shit right here is very possible. I mean, don't think about it. Maybe not something lowbrow like babysitting, because I mean, it's utterly ridiculous. But what about dating? What if the dude for some reason befriends the child while he's porking his mom or her mom? What if they actually develop a bond and they break up and she somehow, oh well, he looks at him or she looks at him like a daddy? You do have a bunch of stupid ass battle axe women and feminists in law enforcement and in the court systems. I mean, shit. Every day you look up, they're posting their article. New judge, woman, new judge here. That woman, 5 women just entered the court system, and the world is getting dumber. The world is getting way dumber. So, yeah, I mean, they already can get you to they already can get you for child support if you sign a birth certificate and the child ain't yours. I mean, it's like, I mean, these laws are crazy, but I'm not going to go into what I'm not strong at, which is the law. You know, Basically, if someone like a Dennis Sperling was here, he could go and get into more of the law part of the whole thing. I mean, there has been some crazy things that have happened in court systems. In fact, hell, it's still legal to sleep with an animal in over 20 states. You don't think that something like this can happen? And I mean, like, it's just getting worse and worse out here for dudes. Period. Just worse and worse. I mean, so y'all need to like, and I like it. I will always give brothers the safest advice. Hold on, take a sip of water. I will always give dudes the safest advice. Don't throw your lives away. But at the same time, they're making it, giving him less and less options to avoid this nonsense. I mean, the part I'm saying about, guys thinking that single mothers are easy pussy, they're trying not to make it that easy anymore. They're trying to make you pay the price for taking what has already been taken. Since they want to have sex with people who they don't require to be there, they want to try to make it a requirement for you because they don't have anyone around. Bullshit. Now, I did listen to some of that O'Shea Dennis Sperling broadcast, and he did bring up the point that sooner or later this government is going to get tired of all these girls dropping these babies. And because of the feminist incursion in our new administration, they might think that this is a wonderful idea. They're not going to tell women to stop doing this, stop being all promiscuous, stop having all these damn kids, stop just blaming the guy because you open your legs or you're not exercising your over 20 options of birth control. It's another way to screw men over. That's why you got these MGTOWs, these SYSBMs, this black manosphere. Because, damn, it's not right. Just like it's not right to just get girls pregnant on the random. Because I've known guys like that will get women pregnant just to have a way to get back in to get that pussy every time. And guess what, though? Those guys, no matter how big of losers they were, they were always able to go back and get that pussy. This is one of the main reasons why my mother, that's right, my father, and the females in my family said, hey, stay away from that shit. One of the main reasons they pointed out was because he always got a way back in. So why would you want to go through the trouble? Find a woman with no kids. Make your own family. Have the balls to do that instead of getting a ready-made family with a woman you don't even halfway know. Now, this moist mindset used Vanessa Bryant as an example. Let me tell you about Vanessa Bryant. Not that anyone's got to be intimidated by the fact that her husband was Kobe Bryant, but the fact of the matter is that was a poor example to use. Because if Kobe wasn't dead, she would still be with him. Most of the time, when these guys talk about how these single mothers are, they talk about recklessness of behavior. Girls that weren't married first. These dudes dumb. Child support was a luxury that originally started for married women who had kids and got a divorce. Now they extended that courtesy to just women having babies on the random. You know why? Because they refuse to raise them little motherfuckers, and they always feed them to the prison system. Because there's no kind of child rearing, there's no kind of child upbringing. These women are more worried about getting paid. I've known a few guys, and like I called each one of them, y'all stupid motherfuckers. Why would you get these girls pregnant? Y'all some stupid motherfuckers. Y'all actually perpetuate the system that we complain about so much because you can't control your dick. Shit. My issue with that is that these women aren't raising these children. They're not. Some are. I can't say all of them, but there's a majority that is problematic. And then y'all niggas keep talking about why y'all keep complaining about these women. Because of their children. If their children were Rhodes Scholars, we wouldn't have anything to say about them. Like, seriously. The single mom problem comes from the fact that you're not raising these children. You're using these children as paychecks. I never wanted to create a child with the intention of putting that child in that position right there. I wanted my child to be exposed to both parents consistently. People's standards have fucking lowered. Now, kudos to the guys that get yourself together. You're not out here just making babies. You're focusing on getting that money and focusing on improving you. But based on the current situation, if you're out here just impregnating these women and just making these kids like that, man, then damn, you're feeding a problem. You are feeding a problem. Now, to all these little slow tips that's upset because people like us are trying to fight shit like this, fuck you. Shut the fuck up. You're upset because you went out there and made a bunch of kids. And your old lady keep hounding you about child support. You want niggas to take care of your children that you refuse to take care of. And then these niggas up here making YouTube videos and social media posts while y'all niggas keep clowning about these child support. I got all the hoes. Like, shut up, dude. Yeah, but that shit's ridiculous, though. Let me check this chat real quick. I can't see the chat from the... let's see. All right, so... Yeah. Yeah, $3.16. Damn, bro, you sound like country mama right now. I know, but I just couldn't stay away from the night. I just couldn't stay away. Shoot. Sir Anthony Renzo Patterson. Yeah, well, for that Judge Mammy Kid pick, yeah, when I was making that thumbnail, I had to think of something because, like, this little thing right here could have legal ramifications. But let me ask the chat a question. Can you hear the words? Can you at least understand the words that I'm saying? Can you? So, just want to know. But please, thank you for joining me and enduring this, and enduring having to listen to me talk like this. But I'm just saying, man. We have to avoid doing stupid shit because we know this system is against us, and they trying to stack the deck against us even more. Not me in particular. I don't have to sit here and talk about child support and things that are happening to men because a lot of these things aren't my problem. Child support isn't my problem, and I believe in literally defining child support as its literal word meaning, child, and supporting them. They should call it a child payment, a child subsidy or something. It's not child support because, hey, they're not supporting the children. Most of that child support shit is about a money grab. Anybody on child support should be sued. I mean, anybody that is collecting child support, and I'm talking about all these little sack chasers out here, should be monitored on a regular basis. I mean, I know that sounds crazy. But anyway, I mean, I'm gonna open the panel up, and if don't nobody come up within like the next 20 minutes, I'm probably gonna shut it down because this is starting to hurt. And then I'll just give y'all a banger tomorrow night. But like I said, if anybody wants to come up and take over the conversation, tonight is the night. But you know what? I'll always speak on behalf of the brothers. I will. I always speak on behalf of the brothers. Doesn't mean what these other guys say it means out here, but yeah. So, brothers, uh, all right. So, why are we still getting caught up in child support situations? I mean, yeah, the obvious reason would be like we're having sex. We love having sex, but why not explore the potential for someone having sex with someone that's actually doing the right things or not? I mean, we all want the pleasure part of it, but there's a responsibility that goes with that. All right, let me get into these comments a little bit. Uh, yeah, Sir Anthony. Uh, yeah, this thing is fritzing up. Let me see. Sir Anthony, I'm at work, bro. Kevin can't talk, but I got the chat as usual. Yep, riches are active as always. But if I see someone in the chat and I address them, try to use discretion in timing people out. I mean, I haven't run into any real serious riffraffs. I've only had to block maybe 3 or 4 people. So, I trust that you guys are smart enough to use your discretion. Uh, but yeah, I'm gonna start using like some new terms like child support baby. Like, would you feel some kind of way if somebody called you a child support baby? Like, think about that shit. You walk up to somebody like, man, you act like a child support baby. Dude might feel some kind of way about that. But it's a sort of a form of reverse indoctrination. Now, like just like when we were in the '80s, we used to call people test tube babies, and nobody wanted to be a test tube baby. Start calling people child support babies. Start calling like that way. Brothers won't like. Let me put it to you like this: we have to start like there are other ways to solve these problems besides cussing these bitches out. And it does sound like a fun thing, but yeah, I mean, I agree with Sir Anthony somewhat. And I mean, like, if people want to, give their perspective and talk about how it may be the other side fault. That's fine, but don't put yourself in a position of kind of look kind of stupid and derelict. Our Sir Anthony says, "Let's talk about our responsibilities to ourselves with this problem, bro, Kev." Yeah, um, yeah. No, what we need to do is, as men, what we need to do is we need to decide if we're going to have unprotected sex to prepare for the possibility of getting someone pregnant. I mean, uh, in my times of having unprotected sex, I was hoping my pull-out game was strong, but you can't live out on hope. I mean, you can't live on hope. You can't hope things are. I mean, shit. And then there's other things to think about, like STDs. So what? Like, I'm not gonna suggest what the next man needs to do. All I'm gonna tell you is what you should do. You should be out here wearing condoms. And then the female excuses don't belong to us. Because I hear it like every time I get on one of these posts and these females start talking about how they got pregnant, the responsibility never falls on them. So what you need to stop doing instead of spending your time, and I'm not telling you not to argue with females because that's like I feel like that's a really jaded misconception. Instead of sitting up there and taking your time to reason with people who are stupid, you need to take into account that everyone you have sex with is stupid. I mean, it's yeah, it's you have to take into account that they don't know as much as you do. And that's how they act. If social media is a reflection of how black people really feel, you need to take some of the mentalities a little serious and apply them to your own lives. Because I mean, I'm just telling you, I'm just talking from a perspective of a brother that get someone pregnant out of wedlock, and you can chalk it up to no game. I just wasn't one of these what these females wanted or whatever. You, cause see, this is what these douchebags are starting to say. Just because some of these guys aren't out here getting these girls pregnant, they had no game. They they couldn't get women. Like they say the dumbest fucking shit, and we don't take into account that maybe the guys were just a little smart. Maybe these guys didn't want kids at an early age. Maybe they were chasing money. Maybe they hooked up with women smart enough to not get pregnant. Oh shit. Yeah. I mean, there are a realm of possibilities that people do not think about. Yeah. Yeah, this is yeah, I'm a if like I said, I'm gonna go about 10, 15 more minutes if somebody don't hop up here. But yeah, but like I said, if I do that, I promise tomorrow night show is gonna be great. Cause like think about it, last Saturday's show was about Corey Holcomb and Zoe Williams. Now, every week is not gonna be a Corey Holcomb and Zoe Williams. Every week is not gonna be a Kevin Samuels going viral for the 30th time. Every week is not gonna be like that. But I do understand that when I put on a great show, I put on a great show. So yeah, Sir Anthony, a lot of these loser guys measure our manhood with a female yardstick. Yeah, if you are measuring manhood by what females are holding as a standard, or by what females think and what females say, you've already lost. I'm just gonna go ahead and tell you just like that. I mean, if you are a person of principle, if you are a person of some kind of pride, then you don't let people just do you any kind of way and then you just accept it. I mean, plus it's like don't like I said, if you were using these females as an example on social media, you shouldn't be doing that anyway. Man, these females make themselves seem so unwantable. Like on social media, like a lot of people A lot of people will say, "Hey, you know what? This not what I experienced in real life." And you know what? Fortunately for me, I've known a bunch of sensible females. I have, but guess what? None of them could tell me what manhood was. Period. Y'all keep listening to these girls. Andre, what's going on, man?
Hey, I'm good. How you doing, man?
Yeah, I'm good, man. I'm good. Just a little sore, and I promise everybody it's not COVID. So
Good.
and
That's
I,
a good to hear.
yeah, I can still taste and smell everything. So
Good. Yeah.
all right. So what's going on?
Well, this is man. I was excited about this topic you was talking about because it's just crazy. You were saying can a single woman claim child support? Man, sure. I always think about that case with Neo. Like the woman that he was dating out in California, even though he found out the child wasn't his, but just because in California you supporting the child. 9 times out of 10, she can send you to court, and with the child not being yours, but she can prove that you was given any kind of support. Boom, you can get hit for child support. So, and I was
Yeah,
telling my boys, man, I wouldn't buy that child a bag of chips or nothing. No kid a bag of chips. I'm serious. I get her them and say, you want back here? I give it to you, and you give it to him. But man, California is so strict with that stuff. Like, oh hell no. So it can't. I don't know how. As they say, got a few states that's like that. So, I mean, it's crazy. These young men right now got to be crazy. I mean, to sit up here and sleep with these women and 'cause-
yeah, I get that. Yeah, it's like but they are making it like even with that kind of thing, they're making it to where it's like it's a bad idea to even date them now.
right, exactly.
So imagine if they started pulling that more and more. Like
Hmm.
men are going to act like I'm saying some of us are actively staying away from single moms now. If shit like that starts to go down,
Yeah.
they're gonna be single forever.
Yeah, because you see when stuff gets started, like California be the catalyst. Like soon as they start laws, like it just spreads out
Yeah,
throughout the country. So I believe it's gonna be they're gonna make it. Mainstream is just gonna be out there, and man, like I say, you can't even date a chick and like say you soon if she can prove you did any kind of help with support, you a man gonna be a man and be gonna be nice and help out. But if you can't do that without getting filed for child support, then like you said, these single mothers ain't. It's gonna be sad for them.
yeah. And it's gonna take about a generation to fix it. But like I would suggest this if guys really started doing that, then women will stop becoming single mothers and wait on somebody to get married with too and do it that way.
Yeah, that would be in a perfect world. It would be pretty cool,
Yeah,
but like you said, it's just especially when you're a certain age, you don't think with the wrong head. So
yeah.
say so.
Yeah, and there's a lot of situations that people don't take into account. Like they like these men ain't taking care of these kids. It's like a lot of these dudes became single fathers when they were teenagers.
Yeah, my dad was. He was 17, man. And I really didn't know the guy, but yeah, then I found out I had a lot of different brothers and sisters, and shoot, they grew up in the projects. So he didn't never had a job. So my mom, even if she would have tried to get child support, couldn't get it because he never had man never really had a job. So you know.
Yeah, so why he never had a job yet she had a baby by him?
Yeah, my mom was seven. She was 16. He was 17. When I was born,
Oh,
so
okay.
he
So
never really worked and stuff. And
okay.
so yeah, I think he had one job at Swin. My on my father's side, my father, my grandfather, my uncles, they all worked at Swin. And I think he worked there for a few months, and that was about it. So I don't think he dealt with nothing right after that. So
Oh, okay. All right.
yeah, he
Well,
was.
they were young. They were young, and they liked each other. You know, in love or whatever. Did they get married eventually?
No, I don't even think that's what happened. I think my dad just, he was able to get him some, and I just came out of
Oh,
it.
okay.
So
Yeah.
that's what happened.
Yeah, I'll just fishing for clarity. You know,
Yeah.
I was just thinking like the best case scenario because those are your parents.
Oh yeah, it's cool. I mean, everything good. The truth is the truth, though. So
Yeah, yeah, I agree with that. I do.
Yeah, so I mean, my mom, unfortunately, she was, she worked and stuff, and had always had a job and always kept. But he just, he was a pretty boy for one reason, and he was able to get women to take care of him and all that stuff in the projects, but still was
Wow.
able to live up under women. Yeah, so I had
Wow.
like 12 other brothers and sisters, man. Matter of fact, it was funny because when I joined the service and came back home, I heard I had siblings. They lived in the same project building. They was literally fighting each other with two
Wow.
different moms, but they fight each other. I'm like, what? I said, y'all crazy. I wish if I'd have known that, you're a good thing I didn't know y'all would have, man.
Yes.
But it's crazy, man.
Well, based on what kind of dude you said your dad was, yeah, I mean, I really be hate to be this way, but a lot of these guys that's in this manosphere say that these girls they really cap it when they talk about they want a man with money to submit to. You
Well,
know,
right, right.
that yeah, and he was able to get what he got. Despite the fact that he wasn't working, you said he was basically a pretty boy, and it sounds like to me he had the gift of gab.
Yeah, right. And and look at the women he was around. Like, shoot, I guess all they life was just trying to, have sex and have fun.
Yeah,
So
no priority, but the kids
no,
though. But the
yeah,
kids,
yeah.
how,
That's the
how did
kids, though, man.
how did the kids turn out?
For the most part, most of them then turned out okay. I mean, my brother, I had a couple of brothers that was they it seemed like they spent their life in and out of jail. So
Uh,
unfortunately for them, but my sisters, most of them came out okay.
oh, okay, well that's cool. I mean, I really hate to see when parents put their children at a disadvantage. I really hate hearing about stuff like that.
Yeah,
Just based on irresponsible decisions and not having priorities in line. I mean,
yeah,
because here's the thing: when I first became a parent, I looked at my daughter and I'm like, I'm never leaving you,
right, right.
never. You know,
I believe the certain situation I give for my dad because I always said, well, my dad was raised by both parents. He raised a two-parent household. They were married and everything. But my grandmother, my mother's mother, I mean, she had a lot to do with it because this is what I found out. I found this out maybe about 20 years ago that they were my father was willing to get married. My father's father and my mother's mother, they was like, yeah, they need to get married. But then, which I didn't, I'm glad it didn't happen because I didn't agree with that anyway. But then once my mother's mother found out, said, that my grandmother, my father's mother said, no, she told my grandfather, if you let them get married, I kill you. So once my grandmother, maternal grandmother found out about it, she said, oh, well, no, you're not going to see him again. And that's what happened with me, not really started me not having a relationship with him because of that. Unfortunately, that's how that came about, so. Because I can literally count on. I think I might have seen my dad maybe in my life maybe about 7 times altogether.
seven
So
times. Sorry about
yeah, man. Oh, that's okay, man. But like I say, it was it was my mother's mother. She the one did. Oh, they ain't gonna get married. Well, he don't need to see him. And I heard a lot of cases and situations like that. So and you 17 years old, you like, oh well, it is what it is.
Oh yeah. So all right, we got Disavow Dad on the panel right now, and question Disavow Dad. Does that name have special meaning?
Yeah, it does. Been a while. How you been? Can y'all hear me?
Yeah, yeah, well,
Yeah.
I can hear you. Yeah, what up, man?
Nothing much, man. Damn, Kev, what happened to you, man? It sounded like you Yoda back in Dagobah about to pass out on the bed and fade away and become one with the Force.
Yeah, you know how sometimes you watch TV, you fall asleep on the couch. I fell asleep by a window, and it
Oh,
was
that,
Oh,
yeah, yeah. I've been there.
yeah.
damn,
So
I thought the pink pill got to you, man. They're trying to make your essence extinct and have you go back and become one with the Force. I'm sitting here like, Kevin, are you okay? And all I hear is, there is another.
yeah, man, but we're good. We're good over here. Um, yeah, man. So what's your story?
So the term disavowed dad is it's not really anything that I like to tout around, but it comes from the fact that any man who is with a modern minded women, or in a situation where they become divorced, they're no longer a full time dad. In a sense, it's like the way the government treats you, you are disavowed as a father to the point where you no longer really have much influence in the life of your children. Now, granted, just because you're disavowed doesn't mean that you can't have some action behind the scenes, but for the most part, anything that you do that may harm or well, actually not even harm, but anything that you do that will benefit the child is no longer in the eyes of the government uh, viable or even acknowledged. Same thing in the eyes of the mother. It's like you could sit here and, like, in my case, I'm paying uh, $800 plus in child support every month, and even though I'm doing that, there's still things where it's like your ex will be like, well, she wears a size blah blah blah, or she likes this food, blah blah blah. No matter what you give, it's never enough. It will never be recognized. You will, in my case, I'm disavowed, and that's where that comes from.
Okay. Well, that's some real shit. That was some real shit you just said, and it's true to the point where it's sad. I mean,
Hmm.
I went to church with my family one Father's Day, and when the priest, I grew up in the Catholic Church, so say what you want to about that, it is what it is. I went to a pretty good Catholic church where we were a community, but when the priest started giving the Father's Day sermon, then I looked at my dad, you know, and he had this look on his face like, that it was great that he was getting some, recognition for, all the sacrifices that he made for his children. And I do my best to let my dad know, because all the messages he sees out there in society really devalues and demoralizes his role and his sacrifices to his children. And, it's a sad thing for me to look at. That's why I put so much reverence into being a father myself, because I know how we are looked at as black men, especially us as fathers. Because it's like, even though, and a lot of people don't like to admit it, the stats do favor us men, us black men. The stats do favor us. Even though that's the case, people always take what they don't like and then they magnify it over and over again 15, 20 times just to give us a bad rap. Because when you look at the other side of it, when you look at the single mother part of it, it seems as if they are really and statistically doing very poorly. So
That
Andre,
goes
you had
without
something you
saying.
want to say?
Oh no, I was just gonna agree with you and 100% what you're saying.
Oh, all right. Shout out to Cortez Smith. Thanks for joining us tonight. Yeah, our subject is, can you just have to pay child support just by dating? And I pretty much said that, in the title, I was like, anyone that, okay, here's the title: Can dating a single mom lead to child support? And I think Dennis Sperling himself was speaking in the context of, it was kind of a reverse propaganda, but what I think he was saying it in the context of, black men, we need to stay on our toes and make sure they don't actually pull shit like this.
Yeah, they don't actually, uh, because of the way content is, especially for men, they don't actually tell you that the consequences of being with a single mother and providing for their child can put you on that child support system. The mentality is, you do right by that woman no matter what. If you like her and you want to like her kids, you do what's necessary in order to help those kids. But they don't tell you about the trap, and then you get stuck taking care of some other dude's seed. They don't tell you that either. He gets off scot free, pumps another baby in another woman, and it's just a trap waiting to happen for another dude that comes along with a quote unquote good heart, or his blue pill, whatever you want to call it, and he has to deal with it. So he gets off scot free. He's just pumping them, dumping, and putting babies out there for other people to take care of.
Yeah, which really needs to stop. But let me give a shout out to Soul Provider Speaks. Thank you for the super chat. Salute. All right, go ahead. You were you finished speaking or disavow that?
I mean, yeah, it just throwing out, just throwing out the fact that it is true, you know. And granted, I know sometimes we as men say, well, you know, it's not my job to hold this dude accountable, or it's not my job to make sure this dude don't do nothing else. But you know, we how to even word it. Sometimes we're just as guilty as the women that kind of protect thoughts. You know, like they justify it. They say, "Oh, she's probably a nice woman." At the end of the day, when you know a dude that's going out fucking all these women, and you know he's making us look bad. I mean, maybe there's got to come a time where you, even if you don't say anything to them, you just stop uh, running in the same circles as they do. Because you know they as they say, the people you hang around represent you. And it's already bad
Yeah,
enough we get the mentality or the stereotype of all black men cheat, all black men are fuck boys, and then the usual all the quote unquote good black men are either in jail or gay, which comes from that echo chamber of women who see this stuff. So long term, we allow the negative shit we got going on in our lives or in our society to affect the negative stereotypes they're putting out there. It's only going to give put more fuel on the fire.
yeah, definitely. But I've always had this thing about certain narratives. It's like, I mean, although it may adversely affect all brothers when people say that, it's like when a person has made their mind up for real, it's like it's hard for me to give a shit about what they're saying. Like say for instance, like someone that says all black men are fuck boys, that's somebody that you probably won't be able to hold a logical conversation with. Uh,
No,
True,
not at all.
yeah,
true.
yeah, I would say that. Cortez Smith, only black women will say good men are in jail. That's why when they get their cell phones and put those videos on social media with them from jail, all those women are swooning over them because I
Right.
guess they're good men. Like, why say anything like all of the good men are in jail? I guess you're trying to get some.
Right,
Yeah, I guess they're trying to get some shine to Pookie.
right. I mean, hey, you know, it makes sense. But you know, uh, something I realized recently, um, especially after watching a couple of episodes of you know, some more manosphere content, is there really is some type of indoctrination going on as far as taking somebody who might be quote unquote considered a beta male, pumping his brain, his mindset full of quote unquote alpha energy. But at the end of the day, he's never really alpha. He's just a slave. Because I see a lot of those examples at my workplace, which, you know, I'm not going to say where I work at, but let's just say lately we've had to accept all customers, if you will, in order to keep the company afloat. And some of the company, especially black women, or not even just black women, but I'm like women of different colors. Oh shit, I'm gonna get disconnected. Can y'all hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. Um, but basically, women will take that man and turn him into a pet. And it's crazy because like at where I work at, I see a lot of single women with these small dogs, and they treat the man the same way they treat the dog. So it's not like they're in a real relationship. If anything, he's indoctrinated, he's enslaved, but he has no real value or no real control in the relationship. And I've noticed that lately, and it baffles me. It baffles the hell out of me that you can let some women come in and control your life, and when you get kicked to the curb, because you're busy being an enslaved fuckboy. You know, where do you go from there?
Yeah. It's unfortunate. A lot of these women they get with these men. They already the ones they looking for is the ones that that they can control. That don't have their own place. That's living in their mama's basement. And get them in there can take control. So that's what usually happens. So
And
because
those, oh, sorry, go ahead.
no, go ahead. I'm just go ahead.
Well, I was gonna say, in those that type of mentality and those type of people, they can easily be caught up in the parent trap too. So, like,
Yeah.
if you know that she's like they say, if she's got a child, she's already sexually active,
Hmm.
and if you know you can easily get hooked up with it, you're not gonna realize that you can be put on child support. But 9 times out of 10, whenever you got a low value person who's not taking care of themselves and carrying themselves properly, they're not the ones that are going to be put on child support. If anything, they're the ones that can get away with it, and they're the ones that they always want.
All right. All right. Let me give a shout out to my habitual line stepper brother, the Roger Report. Long live the habitual line steppers. And I wanted to put a spotlight on something Nick Org said in the chat. He said that black men are not resolute about imposing patriarchal standards and it works to their demise. So as long as you have them DMing thirsty, etc., black men accommodating fat, rude, and loose women, black men will lose. I think that was the piece that you were talking about earlier about it. Like black men aren't requiring women to hold a standard, and I mean, a lot of some of us are, but a lot of us aren't. We enable this behavior. We sort of enable this thoughtism, this kind of thing. Soul provider speaks. Totally agree. The cons of pump and dump are not well explained. Like, guys, think more about the reward of, and I really hate to put it this way, how we look in front of other dudes on all the pussy that we get. In fact, like a lot of dudes receive recognition for pumping and dumping and making kids by different women. I mean, I know it sounds crazy, but
No, it's true.
yeah. But so I mean, that's what we try to do here in the Black Manosphere. A lot of people would tell you that the Black Manosphere just complain about women, and all we do is whine and cry, and people will say things that would get them punched in the face on the street. But we try to put out better messages than that, and telling guys that they have to be accountable for all the clubs they shoot up. Hey, that's one of them. You can accept it or you cannot accept it. But hey, the truth is the truth. So I appreciate that sentiment, Soul Provider. But Roger, what's going on? Roger has entered the fray.
What's going on, gentlemen? I'm here to mess all this over right now. Okay, dig this here. You got half of black men, more than half of black men. It's estimated up to 53% of black men that they ain't got kids at all. You got 30% of black men that are married. So if they got kids or not, they already responsible for the kids they got because they still with the wife. Now we got, you know what I'm saying? According to the CDC, you got about 8% of black men that were not being good fathers, and you can see between the 53%, the 30% that's married, you know what I'm saying? Okay, that's about 83% of the people already out the way. All right. Now, out of the guys who are having kids out of wedlock, which is only somewhere around 15, 16, 17%, you know what I'm saying, give or take, based on estimations, you got about half of them that's not being good fathers according to reported information. Okay? So at the end of the day, men are accountable. Period. You can't have all those married men and all those men who don't have kids at all, and we spread a narrative that men are not responsible, plus black fathers being the best fathers, even if they are single fathers. So basically, black men are very responsible for children. We are the most responsible for children. Period. So we can say a lot. It's about the context. Now you can say a lot because maybe you got about 100,000 out there that means no good to people. but you're talking about 100,000 out of 22 million. It's very, you know what I'm saying? I don't know what the actual percentage is. I'm not finna do the math in my head right now because I'm driving. I ain't finna worry about it. But the whole point is, yeah, you can say a lot and technically be right, but if you start looking at the percentage level, it ain't that high because we know the bad fathers are only at 8%. So black men are great fathers in the story. Now, for the ones who are not great fathers, who's supposed to be holding them accountable? The woman that gave him a baby. That's who's supposed to be holding him accountable. I'm not supposed to go inside some woman's home and snatch a man off of her when she giving him pussy. It's not my job as a man. That's never gonna be my job as a man. So all this, y'all need to hold these brothers accountable. No, we don't. They're already being held accountable. They're stand-up men, period. The ones that are not stand-up men, it's a woman's job to not give him pussy. Women don't like that. Women argue about this all the time. They always want to sleep with a dude that ain't about nothing without nobody being able to say nothing to them. They fight for that right. In conversations, they argue for it. I'm not gonna say fight, but they argue about this right in conversation. So if you're gonna argue to sleep with a guy who don't mean you no good, that's your problem. It ain't men's problem. It's not our concern. Period. You take an L because you wanted to take an L. Nobody's having children they don't want. Not today. You can argue this 100 years ago. You can argue this 200 years ago. Today, at least in America, no one's having children they don't want if they're a mother. Now, you can argue men are having kids they don't want, but you cannot accurately argue that women are having children they don't want because it's their choice if they're going to have the baby or not. I don't care what your religion is or whatever the case is. You still have to make a decision if you're going to carry this baby to term, and it's your decision to make, period. It's yours alone. No man can make you say, yes, keep it. No man can make you say, no, you have to get rid of it. He can say it all day long. You ain't got to listen. This is 100% a woman's problem. Okay? If a child has a bad father, it's because that child has a bad mother. Bad women have children with bad men. Good women have children with good men. End the story.
Bravo, 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 bravo.
All right, Gerald. What's going on?
How you doing, man? Let me know when I can talk because he's on the roll and I'm just really standing up, giving him up.
Go ahead, Gerald. Say what you're gonna say, brother.
How you doing tonight, man? You sound like you're under the weather, man.
No, I'm not under the weather. All of us are under the weather technically, but I slept by a window. So
okay. Crown Royal honey and a lemon. I think that'll help you out. Basically, I can't really follow up behind what Rod just said. I just come from the money side of it. You living with a woman and then they say that you can pay child support because of this. I honestly don't want to listen to the American female anymore, and I'm gonna be very respectful because there's nothing that they bring to the table. I mean, I understand when a man snaps because I always said I never could understand, but I'm like, why do men snap and shoot these idiots? When you mess with a man economics and he can't survive, he's gonna do what he got to do. I just like to advise young men till this day is keep your shit in your pants and move on. They're not worth it. I should text one of my friends, Steve, so he can hear me. What men have to do is analyze most women. Your sister, your mama, your aunt, your cousin. You have to do this. Child support is a money grab, not even sanctioned by the American government. It's not. That kind of talk will get me in trouble, and I'm not even cursing. This is just some unheard stuff they don't want you to know about. So then you hooking up with a woman and then they want to extort your money and you not the seed. They just had something on 2020, man. It just went off. Just went off with his white man was sneaking the family of broken families, right, Leanne? So broken families. And when he and that was his thing. He killed the mother and will kill the daughter. And he did this for years. Family to family to family. Now, YouTube can't get mad. They put this on television. It just went off, y'all. So my thing is, I still say concentrate on economics because most of these females in the states is the gig is up. They're not worth it. I can sit there and say it by my own mom. Drug my father through the dirt. I can sit there and say that about my father's mom. She was kind of scandalous. I'm like, wow. So everybody's want to talk about Pook and Ray Ray being bad. Hell, or Pook and Ray Ray's dad being bad. Yo, man, before y'all was born, they had this plan already, Raj. As I look now at the Yafa Kodo movies and all the black exploitation movies, they was programming us then to be in this situation now. I sit back and
Yeah,
I'm so
absolutely, absolutely.
and I'm amazed at that, Kev. When I look at Married with Children, then years ago, I laughed. Now I don't laugh. They made the girl to be the hoe and they punished the guy for being smart. I was like, oh my God, this is not funny anymore. But it was entertainment then, but
Yeah,
now I'm thinking with a different mind. So I will advise all children, even young females, to think different. Don't follow the traits of your mother. Try to be the good person you are. And if you're gonna keep, if you planning on having this family, keep these people out of your lives, including your very own mother, especially if she couldn't hold down her own home. Let me throw this at you, and I want you to hear this, Kale, because this is the craziest thing I ever heard. Because of you guys, I listen now to a certain show. We'll just use the initial KS. When I heard a comment and this was on the show about a 70-year-old woman who said, I'll be ready for a high valued man in 2 more years.
She
You're
meant
seven.
Jesus.
You're
She meant
seven.
Jesus.
Yeah, I heard that
man,
one.
man, if you don't
I'm,
get your ass out of here.
Yeah.
I'm, now,
Yeah, I
now,
heard that one,
I'm
man.
just,
In two
I'll be ready.
years.
I'll be ready when the time comes.
I'm through. And Rod and Kev, by you guys been knowing me, I think y'all can applaud me for not cursing, for not getting hype about it. But I have surrendered the white flag. I surrendered, like they say in the Quran, I surrendered to Allah God. I surrendered to PEACE. I don't care. I have a daughter. I don't give 2 cents about her level of intelligence because she spit on me when I said, let me educate you about economics and money. Since they don't want to listen, I'm going to die in peace and I be damned. I'm going to fight for it. I'm going to fight because I don't care no more. There's no look. There's no vacancy. Love don't live here anymore. I don't like how they drag us through the mud. The only time you see a brother on TV is 48 hours. It's on 48 hours in a crime, or you emasculating us. Get the duck out of here. Get out. Get
Yeah,
out. I
about
don't
that.
care no more.
Hey, about that old lady that
Yeah.
talking about she ready for a high value man in 2 more years. She won't have to wait for God to send her a man. She gonna be right there in a minute. So that God,
That's what I
That's
said.
what I said. Jesus.
That maybe that's who
Jesus
she
gonna
talking
be there.
about.
Listen, y'all.
I got a friend. Jesus.
hey, hey,
Dude,
hey, Cortez
Still
Smith.
with
Let me say this real quick. Cortez Smith, he says, I'm really surprised that there aren't many men stamping on women.
we
Uh,
go. Mm-hmm.
yeah,
Kev,
yeah, but
the peaceful pill, man. We really, I still say to you guys, we really need to build. And Kev, since you have a child, we need to surround the children and build them up economically because the system, I got to give the American system the credit. Y'all did a hell of a job. Willie Lynch is alive and well. And when a 70-year-old woman said, I'm ready for a high valued man, Spider Woman, okay. I first it was a fat woman saying let's hold sex back from men. Now you got a 70-year-old woman saying I'll be my God, I
uh,
can't even be mad no more.
man,
I'm
let me tell
done.
you something. Let me tell you something. A lot of women on social media, what they're doing to combat the narrative, since
Put somebody, bro.
since they really can't do it, is what they're trying to do is create these pocket reality arguments. Basically, if they can't win the argument or can't get their point across in a sensible way, they make up this pocket reality where it makes sense. And even though it doesn't make a goddamn bit of sense to the person they're talking to, what they think is right, it's right, whatever they think. All right, now it's just
I know.
wonderful world. I say to my
Look what he wrote, Kev. Look what he wrote. All y'all going there.
Man, if it's no, it ain't,
You coming with us because you laughing too.
Right, because he laughing too. You don't go to hell for the truth. Shoot, the truth is the truth.
We gotta
That's
spit
funny
with
as
your
hell,
name
bro.
on it.
Shoot, that's funny as hell.
all right, guys.
I listen to Jesus walks. I ain't never going to hell.
Well, you know what? For that 70-year-old woman, Jesus is gonna have to do the walking because she ain't gonna be able to walk after a while.
Dude, Jesus even shaking his head like, what?
Mhm.
Hey, all right, guys. All right, let me show y'all something real quick. I'm gonna ask y'all to direct your attention to the screen.
You got it, brother. Let's go.
All right,
Ice Cube.
Yay!
all right,
What?
guys.
That's
Hold on.
a
Let me stop my car. I
What?
saw that.
Can I say something before you do this? Before you do this,
Cocaine is a hell of a drug.
Wait a minute.
I want to say one thing before we get into this because it was actually I wanted to say something about the dating thing because I've actually discussed this on my show before. If a man's gonna deal with a single mother, honestly, and what I've already said would be preemptive to this nonsense that I believe you said you got from Dennis Sperling that some woman was trying to use dating a man to get him to babysit or something and somehow translate that over to child support. Even if you're dating a single mother, if you're one of the guys who will date a single mother, never meet her children until you guys are already engaged with the date set for the wedding. Not just being engaged, but engaged with the date set for the wedding. Your children should not be involved in your decision on who you're going to marry because you're marrying somebody for the rest of your life. How they feel about that person should not matter, period. The children shall understand this person is greater than you because at the end of the day, you're going to grow up and leave and they will be here. Now, my thing is if you never even meet the children, she's going to have a hard time trying to say something about how you was supporting her or supporting the kids in relationship. I don't even know them kids, John. I ain't never even met them.
Especially if you
You a little bit, yeah, you will be able to say that if some BS get pulled. Jan, honestly, I do not know those children. I've never met those children. You intentionally do not meet those children. Period. You come over late at night. You come over when the kids are at the other parent's home or visiting another family member. You come over. She got to come out to the car. You don't need to go into the house so you can even make contact with those children. Do everything you can to avoid contact with those children. And if it's emergency because you're a single mother and the single mothers create the situation, you got to figure it out. I can't go get your kid. It's your problem, not mine.
Right.
Yes, in other words.
If you got to do that much.
Okay, somebody got to explain this picture to me. Is that a man holding a baby? Somebody got to
look like
talk.
it's Photoshop, man.
May I comment upon the exhibit?
Go ahead.
If I may, gentlemen. As we all know, no means no. Not just for women, especially for men. And clearly, you can see the dead look in his eyes. He tried to say no.
She didn't give him no option. Huh?
Okay, I'm about to go twist one up.
Do you see the gorilla head? Do those hands say options? Shit.
Hey man. What? Let me ask y'all a question. Each one of y'all can answer this. What does this photo say to you?
I'm be honest. When I first saw it, I thought that was his mother. I thought that was his little brother. That's what I first thought.
It looked like she ripped his tidy whities off and gave him no choice.
Right now, then
He look,
So y'all telling me that's not Photoshop? This is a
That's what it
joke.
looks like, though.
Y'all laughing? This is scary, yo.
yeah, man, he looking like um this wasn't supposed to be this way. I was just trying to get some pussy. Now I can't. Now I can't keep from the world. I slept with her.
It
That's
might
what
have just one of them nights he was just somewhere just got too drunk. Had them what they call beer goggles on, and
I can't deny
And
this one.
enough, and enough beer goggles in the
Please,
world.
no, please tell me this Photoshop. Y'all are not gonna convince me this.
that's what I'm wondering because look how dark the neck is, and then when you get down to the hands and the arms, it's much lighter. So that's what I'm thinking.
That's some
Man,
damn defensive lineman hand a slap like Deacon Jones and slap your ass and get to the quarterback.
I,
Look, man, this picture. Look, this picture's so scary. You can see it at night.
Oh God,
Okay.
man.
uh,
Please tell me this is not real. Kev, tell me this is Photoshop. Please tell me this
hey,
is Photoshop.
PK Angel says it's Photoshop.
Okay. Woo, that was
Damn.
close.
Okay. I was about to say the only look. Maybe he got caught up with a turkey baster or something. Maybe he didn't realize it. You know.
Nigga, stop.
Like he got in the business. We call this.
You know what?
We call this
Y'all need to be a little
butterball.
bit more. Y'all need to be a little bit more like me. My first thought was that's not his baby. That was my first thought. That's not his baby.
Okay.
That's you know what I'm saying. That's the person who ain't paying attention. He don't look like a person who's going to get a paternity test. Look at that picture. Does he look like the guy that's finna go get a paternity test?
No.
Actually,
Hold on.
no. You're right.
Kevin, enhance. Zoom in on the face. We got to see if there's a tear. If there's a tear, it's real.
Low blow.
No. Go back to that
On
supposed
him.
woman. That's got to be Photoshop. Go back to that woman. Was that Nate Robinson?
Okay, you know what?
No, it ain't.
Real talk though. Real talk. Zoom in on the
That's Photoshop.
zoom in on the hairline more.
Yeah,
Like for real.
I think that's Photoshop.
We see a lot of pixelation.
You're right. That's Photoshop, yo.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you can see that's not gray hair at the top, right by the forehead. So you can see, okay, good job. Whatever female did that, that's Photoshop. That is a good joke. But you kind of scared me there, Kev. You scared. I'm like, this can't be real.
That face. Don't that face look somewhat like Nate Robinson? I'm not saying it is Nate Robinson, but don't that kind of look like Nate Robinson?
It looked like Denise Rod woman.
It's whoa. Woo, okay, Kev. Good one, Kev. Good low punch. That was a good one, bro. You had me scared there for a minute, man.
I
Woo.
think I had a lot of people scared.
Station 5.
But
It
I
wasn't
will
scary
say
to
this.
me. To me, the first thought was that's not his baby.
That looked like that was his first thought too.
So back to serious matters though, and when you're talking about the fathers and the child support, let me throw this curveball at y'all as though y'all in the batter's box.
Damn.
No, really. Oh man.
No, I'm sorry. I was trying to
okay.
let you speak, man.
You wrong.
Hey,
You
y'all
wrong.
leave my mayor alone, man. Leave my mayor alone.
Okay, I'm gonna keep.
Okay, she's trying to say something serious. Let him talk, man.
Hey,
Okay.
Kev, I'm not gonna have you keep disrespecting my city, okay? You ain't gonna keep disrespecting my city up here.
Oh god. Oh god.
I mean, Kev, that was a good one. You put tears in my eyes. You just took my serious comment away. I still got it. But thank you for the laughter. I really needed that. So back to the money. Do y'all know? And this is the scariest thing about what we're talking about, because actually the sad thing is we're under attack. Do you know that Andrew Yang by 2053, y'all, 2053, the network of who we are is zero. That's scary, yo. That's only 30 some years. Now, I may not live to see that long, but some of you guys are going to see this. And if you got children, they're going to see this. We are at a state of emergency. And the funny thing is, to put the dude in they put in office, which I'm not going to call his name. It is so funny that this dude, when they asked him about the mask, the first thing this dude said was, "Give me a break." The Western culture is in trouble. Children are in trouble because do you know who are the leaders of most of these children? Single mothers. I didn't say a color, y'all. I just said single mothers. United States of America and Canada are in serious trouble.
Okay. Well, me and my clan ain't going in that direction.
All right.
You know what I'm saying? All I'm gonna say is they asked that. At least they asked it to me when I was a kid. If all your friends go and jump off the cliff, are you gonna do it too?
Nope.
My answer was always no. So everybody can keep on. They can go for it. Jump off that cliff. I'll give you a salute as you jump off. That's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna salute you as you jump off. I ain't jumping off that cliff.
Yeah, I don't blame you. And you know what? Just to say what you said, there was a woman in New York who actually jumped off the roof with her child and killed the child. Her and the
Yeah, I
child.
read that. Yeah,
You know. So
crazy.
you're right. Yeah,
And they're
man.
the ones in charge of the health of our youth. But
What
meanwhile,
I'm saying when it comes to
single fathers.
I know, man.
when it comes to us being all broke and distraught and we ain't gonna have nothing in 2053, I'm not saying overall as a group we won't be in that situation. All I'm saying is it ain't gonna be me. That's all I'm saying.
Good
You know,
move.
if the group is in that situation, I'll be in a different situation, and that's fine because I'm not jumping off that cliff.
Good man. Good man.
Anything, you trying to climb it to get to a better position.
There you go. Like climbing a mountain, you know.
Mhm.
And this is why they're afraid of a lot of men who are pointing other men to say, let's watch this system of cryptocurrency. They're watching it. The dollar is devaluing. They're watching it. You know what I'm saying? And you have to do this just for the youth. You have to do it because we're gonna be gone. It's a guarantee. What lives must die. It's just how you leave that next generation. And you got to admit, man, for them, and you know these women are gonna follow those orders. Like they're gonna charm a man, bring him in, and then this dude got to pay child support too. Whoever wrote that law should be hiding. Like, how you gonna tax another man for a seed that's not his? How can you even consider putting that bill on the floor? Let me go to see who the people that's gonna vote on the bills. You need a visit to even think about this. Extortion at its best. Like, really? Really? In the 21st century? Wow. And you know the preachers ain't gonna even talk about this because they after the money too. Man.
Well,
Hell, they're the
well,
main.
Gerald, that's why I've suggested on my show that men need to make women choose. If the baby comes about, the first thing you do, you don't sign a birth certificate until after you've got your paternity test back. Take your baby somewhere, go get you a paternity test somewhere else that you know about, nobody else. Once you get your results back, if you're willing to sign a birth certificate, then sure sign a birth certificate. Do not sign beforehand because that makes you a legal father. Period. So do
Now,
not sign beforehand. Let people
now,
be mad at the hospital and all that. Now my
oh, it's
thing is this.
uh-huh.
No, I'm saying their reaction to what I'm saying is it means no, never mind. You know what I'm saying? Do what you want to do. Now, if a woman ever approaches you to put you on child support, my answer is fine. Pay the child support. Tell a woman to call you when she's ready for you to get custody. Until then, absolutely ignore her. Period.
Mhm.
Whatever money the court said you got to give her, that's it. There is no extra presents for birthdays. There's no extra stuff for Christmas. There's no extra anything. Don't even worry about visitation. You gonna handle that baby. I'm gonna put so much pressure on you. You gonna give that baby to me.
I think
I ain't giving you.
Christopher Smith said it best. a dad or child support. Choose one. Child support can't do what fathers can.
Well,
Mm-hmm.
well, see, but my thing is, I'm saying this because people got to take something like that serious. Because that what I'm saying is,
You're breaking up, Raj. You're breaking up. Come again, Raj.
YouTube can't
Raj.
handle the truth.
Okay. And that's it. Well, what I was gonna say is, what about the girl that accused the brother? I think in Michigan, and the child wasn't his, and then the black female judge was like she said, "You're lucky the media is here, because she was gonna railroad that dude in jail anyway. She was gonna railroad him, and the child wasn't his. So what about the women that are accusing the men of of this of this heinous crime that they're committing, and then they're getting away with it? And this happened to a preacher, a couple of white cats. They put it on the news, and then they hurried up and took it off. I don't like saying the results, but you're gonna see defund the police and see what happens. Keep
That ain't
begging.
gonna happen.
No, they can't. They can't defund the police because it's gonna be
Mhm.
all out hunting. Because it's gonna be time to hunt them, and they're not just gonna get away with that crime. You cannot get away with a crime like that. You can't.
look, this is the thing. If somebody asks you to go to court, you just go to court. You let it be known that's not my baby. If y'all believe that's my baby, I'm willing to take a test, and that's it.
Mm-mm. No, no, don't
Period. You know what I'm
do
saying?
not go to don't go to court, because the minute that you go to court in their county, that means that you will be stuck having to go to court cases that come up anytime that she deems them necessary. Because that's what happened to
What?
me. That's what happened with me. I was the one that filed because I was trying to get my daughter back because she was trying to hold my daughter away from me. If I would have known that I should have held off and let her bring the case to me, I would be saving myself an hour long drive from driving from where I live at all the way up to the northern boondocks of Georgia just to make sure I can get to a court case in her neck of the woods on time. So anytime that they're coming after you for any child support or anything, you need to let them chase you. You do not chase them.
No, no, no. I didn't say you chase her. I said if they go after you, you show up in court. You show up in court. Hey, I'm willing to take a test. That baby ain't mine. Period.
Right,
Now
and
what?
that
But did
that's
you
what
hear
I'm
what he
saying.
said? I heard what he said though. I heard what he said. Because if you
Mhm.
show up, they're gonna because you're nothing but money to them. So they're gonna involve you in it anyway. I heard what you said. And you know what? That's how they got me. That's how they
No,
got me.
but no. Look, this is what I'm saying. They're tweaking rules trying to get men. They will say you're the dad. You're the dad by default because you didn't show up in
Because
court.
you didn't show up. Exactly.
To get. They're tweaking stuff to try to get men. So you go there and you just let them know, Yana, I'm sorry about the confusion, but that's not my child. You see what I'm saying? You don't even go adversarial. Sorry about the confusion. I don't know what she was thinking. That ain't my kid. You know what I'm saying? Your whole thing is that's not my kid. Now they have a burden of proof. Well, how you gonna prove it? They can have a test done. Do the test. The child ain't yours. Now she has a problem. Now when it come down to it, um, the woman shouldn't even have your address.
But you
Don't
have a
even give women your address.
well. Okay, just to put both of you guys on the chessboard on this one, Roger Professor, he wins because even if you show up, they got you. Remember, there's one thing that follows you. Lesson number one: SSN. SSN number doesn't mean Social Security number.
No,
SSN means
no,
slavery
I
surveillance number.
no, I get that, but that's why I just said she shouldn't even have your address. You can't send me nothing without my number and without my address. You don't give women that type of information. Period. That should only be able to be done by somebody who has been your wife. You know what I'm saying? I the last well I can't even say, but I don't tell women where I live anymore. I don't. I just don't. They don't need to know where I live. You know what I'm saying? You don't need. You're not gonna get no number from me. That's way too personal. Only my wife should have that. I'm not married. You not gonna. I'm not gonna put you in position to send me anything.
You might
You're
as well
not
just
gonna be
go
able to
out
go to
there.
court. Yeah, you
I mean,
claiming me as your father. You might as well be saying Michael Knight did it, a
yeah.
fictional
No, I'm
character
just
on
saying.
TV.
Yeah, I was gonna say you might as well go out there
All
making
right,
booty
all right,
calls as a superhero or a super villain.
all right, guys.
And get it.
All right, guys. I gotta call this super chat out. And Hybrid Impact 8-3. Probably gonna bet on Conor McGregor on that one. Matty goes, thank you for the super chat. He said, I'm getting some Wagyu steak from Costco tomorrow to celebrate another good week, fellas.
I didn't
Let
know
me give
Costco
you,
had that.
well, let me give you a slight education on Wagyu steak. Wagyu
Please.
steak is the beef is specially prepared. What they do is
Mm-hmm.
they lock the they lock the cows in harnesses, and all they do is feed them sake. That's it. What
Mm-hmm.
they do, they lock the cows in harnesses to keep the muscle from developing to make the meat real tender. The sake gives it a certain flavor. I guess that's why they keep feeding them sake. And it's a very expensive cut of meat. But if you are a beef connoisseur, Wagyu steak and Kobe beef are very, very good and high quality.
Okay.
Let,
Okay.
let me tell you something though. They get that cow so drunk to the point where they can feed the cow pieces of itself, and it'll say, "Damn, this shit good," and you keep feeding the cow more pieces of itself. That's how good this steak is.
Wow.
I'm gonna have to
Wow.
try that then.
Oh,
It's
go ahead.
Well,
expensive, but it's worth it.
Yeah,
But if it's good, if
it's
it's worth it, it's it's worth it.
yeah. Yeah, for
I'm
real.
just
Just
gonna say
save your money. Decide to have a good.
Is it
I'm gonna
expensive?
say when I grow up, I'm gonna be like Matty Ghost. Real talk.
Yeah.
He's definitely making some right moves.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
well, see,
and and I'm gonna extend a congratulations as well for another good week. We should always commend these brothers whenever we have good weeks, when we have any kind of successes. I mean, it ain't like what some of these haters say. Oh, you guys are just jerking each other off. Circle jerk, circle jerk.
So
I mean,
yeah,
like these guys, for a bunch of guys that always try to point out, always try to shame us on our sexuality, they have vivid imaginations.
right.
Like it's like they be telling us, like they be telling us how to be gay more so than the gay people would. It's like, damn brother, do you have some secrets that you want to tell us?
Exactly. Exactly.
But anyway, it's like
insult.
getting back to the positive part of it. Yeah, we should always be congratulating brothers for success, not hating on them.
I love to
So
see it,
yeah,
especially my
so
brothers. I
Right,
love to see it.
yeah, so
It's it's
congrats.
right.
it's coming. It's coming.
Congratulations, Matty Ghost. Congratulations.
Yep.
Live the dream,
Big
brothers.
up. Big up, Maddie. Big up, Maddie Ghost. Big up.
You know, on the topic of you know, how can I say this without putting Chandler at risk? On the topic of the people in the alphabet community.
Ooh, be careful. Be careful.
Well, hang on, hear me out. Hear me out.
Okay. Okay.
It ain't nothing. It ain't. Let me just say. So, you ever notice how some women will kind of treat their gay friend or their
That,
friend, whatever sexuality, the same way that they would treat a young child that they're using as a pawn? I'll give you an example.
all right.
Everything is completely fine. They're best friends. They're buddy buddy. They're doing all sorts of other stuff until they get around other friends and they start saying stuff that degrades them. Like I've heard a woman say one day, you know, he's a nice person, but since he's gay, he's gonna go to hell. And this was their best friend. So it's like every single thing of value seems like it's a pawn whenever it comes to certain women. So is anything ever really what it seems with them? I know that's kind of a
Man,
broad
I'm a
stroke, but it's just
Yeah.
I've seen it a lot.
The first thing I thought
well,
about was, Rod, you want to take a crack? Because I was going to say the word is exhausting. Because they use that same narrative, what you just say. They're the same ones that say, you know, I'm going to pray for you. please get out of my face with that. That's what they'll say. I'm gonna pray for you. What you just said. Their logic and common sense, they've really been molded to be failures, man. And they really think there's something with everything. As a white cat up here in Canada said, he said, I've never seen a person that has so much self-esteem that they're blinded by it. Like, damn. I was like, damn. He said, I kind of get it from you when you describe them, because it's all women of the Western culture. It's just different tiers of it. Different tiers. It's just different tiers. Like me and a friend was saying, I didn't mean to cut you off, Rod, but we said, and I can ask you guys this, each one of y'all, who is the original gold digger? Come on, y'all.
Had to be somebody before
them.
what would you say? Would you say what, Eve?
I would say, don't go in the religious days. Let's talk about the modern days, what your eyes have seen and the stories you have heard. Who is the
Talking about
original?
white women.
Great answer, Raj. Great answer. And that's what it is. And see, they get paid. But the other cultures of the women, they follow that narrative, and they only get paid for lower level consumption, such as the, what do they call, the Bernie Burks, the bags, anything that's in fashion, they can be
Birkin
molded.
bags.
Right, the Birkin bag. They can
Yep.
be molded as cattle. You walk your ass in this fence, and this is what we want from you. And it's so diabolical because the ones that are in control, their appetite for children, it's like, what? So what world am I living in? Their appetite for children, because they got the printing press, they control the money, they also control the narratives.
Right.
Shit.
Y'all ever watch I just discovered this dude a few days ago. He's got a channel called MGTOW Bandit. And,
Nope, but you gonna make me pull it up just so I could check them out.
his video, I think maybe a few days ago, was about his interaction with two. No, it was about his interaction with his friends, because I think he went to a bar with his friend, and there was a woman there, and they were talking about why he don't date women or something like that, or why he don't bother trying to be women, because he's mixed out. You know, it's not because he's living a different lifestyle. He's mixed out. So it got to the point where they were talking about children and everything, and the woman busted out saying that I don't need a man to have children. I've got a family member that was raised by two women, and they turned out just fine. And just hearing that once again, that always blows my mind, because it comes back to the fact that the amount of selfishness behind some of the motives that are going on with them is just unbelievably ridiculous. But yet it's written all over the narrative to the point where we see it bright as day. But do we just like focus on ignoring it, or do we just like, shrug and say it is what it is? I mean, look, how the hell did they get away with it?
No, this is the thing. Why do we value it? Period. I was told I got to pay the cost to be the boss. I've been told this since I was a child, right?
Mm-hmm.
Men are leaders, protectors, and providers, right?
Right.
No matter what goes on, women are never going to become your leader, your protector, provider. Even when they deal with homosexuals, you know what I'm saying? They'll take care of a dude without a job for a period of time. They're not going to take care of him for the rest of his life, right? So why do women have more value than we assign them?
Right.
Great fucking question.
My thing is, people hear what women say and we take it like it should matter.
Value.
I'm not saying women don't matter, but you're not going to be my protector. You're not going to be my provider. You're never going to pay the cost to be my boss. So you have no more value than what I assign you. It's that simple to me.
All right.
So when it comes down to brack tag, who cares what they think? You're not gonna pay for what you think. I pay for what I think. If I think this is a nice car, I pay for this car. If I think this is a nice house, I pay for this house. If I think this is a good woman, You pay for that good woman because you let her in your home. You give her access to your stuff. Women ain't doing this in reverse. Now, when women are willing to take care of men to the day they die, to me, they can start talking like men. But if you unwilling to pay, I ain't worried about what you got to say. Your opinion means as much as I say it means, and nothing more.
All
Shit.
right.
He shut the room
Let me
down with that
call.
one.
Let me call out
Truth is
this
heavy.
super chat. J3, great topics on this stream. Thank you very much. Yeah, that's awesome. Um, all right. Oh, look who we have here. We got Jessica. Uh, Jessica with her superior
Oh,
rationality,
here we go.
common sense, and logic. She says it's so funny how baby mamas will condemn the savage behavior of uh, white women on one hand, then try to use them to belittle. I don't know what the fuck. Anyway, Jessica, I guess.
No,
But
that DM, she probably meant black men on that
I
DM.
wonder. I wonder. Put that back up. Put that back up. I wonder, did she mean black men?
She's
yes, yes,
always attacking black men on a regular basis, so you have to assume that she's attacking black men if
yeah,
you're gonna make any assumptions.
yeah. I knew what she meant. I just said. I just tried to
Okay,
come up
okay, okay.
with some snarky to say. That's all. But wonderful world. Thank you for the super chat. That's awesome. I appreciate it. Just dropping a donation for my appreciation for the stream. Whatever you gentlemen do, make it wonderful.
Work on your passport, guys. And he said, make it wonderful. And that's the first thing came to mind. So I said, wonderful. Guys, work on your passport. I don't give a shit what you got to do. It's your right. Get that damn passport.
Asking that. Go find yourself. Get the fuck out of
Yeah.
this echo chamber mindset. Because when you go to the world and you see what other people go through, and you realize how much it's different. Now, granted, you are going to have some influence of the Western culture in certain other countries, but still, that's not what you're there for. You're there to focus and find yourself, get your mentality centered, and just learn what it really is to live. Because God knows if I could get back to Japan right now, I would. I am dead ass. Wagyu beef aside, I am dead ass, man. It's like, God, I miss it.
Locked into your memory bank, man. You could always push
Dude,
that
it's
play
locked in
button.
my soul.
Yep. I feel you, bro. I feel you, man. Just traveling and having freedom and to enjoy myself, even if it's just to go to a bar and get a good beer. Just sit down and just think. You know what I'm saying? That's what I come here. This to me is like venting, thinking. I like coming here and listen to people's different
Absolutely.
opinions. I like it. Like listening to Raj. I love it. I love it because we're on the same page.
Yeah.
You know.
Word. Let me read
I
this.
ain't heard Roger.
Hey, y'all, let me direct your attention to the screen.
Let's go.
Hey,
Uh-oh.
I just got a question. I just got a question. Why do we let these women get online and say this stupid shit? I mean, I for one don't believe in trolling. I mean, I believe in trolling as something that you don't take seriously, but it's like this just looks like an excuse just to be an HOE, you know. And she says having all your kids by the same man seems silly. His resources only gonna go so far. And
Wow.
he spreads so thin. Give your kid their own dad.
Why does that sound like a Toys R Us commercial?
Like seriously, they just make an excuse after excuse.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's just like since I had kids by different dudes, I'm gonna say some dumbass shit like this. That's basically what I got from this.
Well, I think a lot of guys are unwilling to accept that they mean they saying exactly what they mean. A lot of them are just losers, so they make loser statements, and a lot of black men don't call black women losers, so therefore they feel like they're winners. And y'all know black women do a lot of stuff off feeling. You see what I'm saying? You got to be a loser to say give your kids their own dad.
Hmm.
That's loser talk. You know what
They're
I'm saying?
giving out too many
Everybody who,
participation trophies.
yeah, everybody who saw that statement knows whoever said that, and I didn't even see who said it, but whoever said that has got to be a loser. There's nothing we need to figure out about that particular person. That's what losers. That's how losers talk. But where in this country I'm assuming it was a woman. Where in this country is she gonna go around and hear how she's a loser when she talks to people? She don't. Why? Because people don't say it. Because we
Because she's
so
talking to
busy
other
trying to
women.
protect people's. Yeah, and we're trying, and even us men, we so busy trying to protect their feelings. You
We
know what I'm
shut
saying?
up.
Like, yeah, I mean, we walk around letting them think they win.
We shut up.
Right.
We let them.
No, no,
Because we.
bro. No, what I'm saying is, if we were more honest with them as a group of men, and actually, you know what I'm saying, actually made them pay attention to the fact that they were losers, they might try to start winning.
But then we'll be considered toxic, and feelings would get
Yes,
hurt,
and
and people would
narcissism.
cry,
Yeah,
and the little
man.
unicorn couldn't gallop anymore.
You know what? Very true. Again, like I just said earlier, their opinions have as much value as I assigned them. They're never going to be my protector and provider. So who cares?
Man, well, you better tell that to some of these dudes in this space. But that was a joke. You know, when you have half a voice, it's hard to get the emotion off. But, um,
Gotcha,
uh,
Yoda.
yeah, but let me call out this super chat from relationship fluid homosexual female. And
What?
Yeah, you did say.
yeah, so
Well,
Roger
damn.
didn't say homosexual.
Well, that's hilarious.
Uh,
You know what I may just have? I may just have.
you did. You did. You said homosexual. You
hmm
did.
Absolutely. Now they cracking a joke. Whoever, because trust me, with a name like that, they obviously cracking a joke. Because this
That
person got to be funny.
that name took time to come up with too, and put in there. You know,
Dude,
you got an X amount of characters too. Shit.
hey
Yeah.
Raj, look how much money the other side got from gassing up their attitude. I'm saying, look how even in politics they talking shit. It's
hmm
like it's like they're almost a laughing stock of the planet, and the system is milking it. If you, I always say this, follow the money, and you will see some slimy shit. It's like, wow, they're slimy.
Wait, you know what, Gerald? What else they gonna do? Because when real talk, when you meet a woman with these ridiculous belief systems, how well are they actually living? They say so much stuff about men, but how well are they actually living?
Oh, dude, they scrambling. That vanity is
Uh,
killing them. That vanity is literally killing them.
It's the echo
There,
chamber.
there, there, there is a reason why women 36 years old and above, even ones with college degrees, are trying to still get a husband. They failed, man. They
hmm
failed. They went around and said, "I'm strong and independent. I don't need no man." They had some kids to prove it, and now they want a husband at 36 years old. And even ones that didn't even have kids, they still 36 and up and looking for a husband. What does that
And
tell you? They failed.
they ain't got a damn farm to fertilize.
Ooh,
That's what I'm saying. So you have a bunch of people who failed who now want a husband to help them. Those are failures, man.
Leftovers.
Certified failures.
hmm
spoiled goods.
I'm gonna give
Wow.
y'all. I'm gonna just
What
give y'all a
I'm not
disclaimer alert. I have some sake, so yeah.
yeah. Well, I'm saying it because I don't even want what I'm saying to be taken on as a joke of any kind. I'm being 100%
Just
dead serious. You made
dead
it to
ass true.
36 years old. You made it to 36 years old. Some of them went to college, some of them did not. Now you need a husband to help you. Now I'm going to do something with somebody who can help me live a particular type of lifestyle. What has she been doing from 18 to 36? Whatever that plan was, obviously failed. That's why she wants a husband. These are
Being bitter,
certified failures.
vain, uh, and hate fucking every single thing they can find. until they get to that point and realize that, and it's not even the husband they want. Husband is just a title. They need a life raft. They need somebody to bail them out from the mistake that they made that caused them to fail in the first place. And the sad thing is, there's always going to be somebody out there to do that. But
Nah,
That's
not
well,
necessarily. That
not
well
not
has
in
been
this
drying up.
it's
not
what
in
you
That
this
well
said.
has
sphere.
really been
But
drying.
What you say is
What
drying up?
what
Didn't you say it's drying up? You did say it's drying
that
up.
that well is drying up. I did a show a little while ago. That's why so many women that are angry, they have what I call low value rage. They are being forced to accept the fact that they're not valuable to most men, and they're becoming enraged because of it.
so pink pill rage.
No,
I
no, not
want
pink pill rage. They have low value rage. Their value is not high in the eyes of men. That's why they're still single. No
to.
man wanted to take them on. Any man that had them beforehand who did took them on, he left. He got out of it. Well, technically, she probably left him. But at that point, if a man doesn't do what it takes to keep his marriage together, more than likely he's already checked out. So he ain't gonna do it no more. He knows his woman want him to do something. He ain't gonna do it. He just gonna wait for her to leave. Guys don't break up with women the way they should, but he's checked out. So when you're single and you're 36 and you're unwanted by just about everybody, you get upset.
I didn't
And
mean to
no,
laugh.
I'm not
I
saying
didn't
this
mean
as
to
a
laugh.
joke. I'm saying this is real life that women are living, and they're upset. They have low value rage because if they had high value, then men would be trying to take care of them.
And that's the sad thing, because that's one of the catalysts as to why they in the situation in the first place. It's a never ending cycle of rage, to the point where when they realize they failed, they get desperate and more determined to try and rage out even harder to get a better end result.
Hey
But
y'all,
by doing more of the same stuff that made them fail in the first place, the
wait
definition
till
of insanity.
wait till it gets ghostly and we don't even talk about them at all. Like not even having this conversation. It's like when you just said what you stated, Raj, when you said no one wants them. No one wants them. Not even themselves. They don't even want themselves. That's an
And
empty feeling, man. And they'll take that shit out on the children. It make more bad people.
and then the
What
mentality
what
of being able
All
to go
right.
to another race and think that their women aren't going
All
to
right.
be a challenge to them as far as trying to take the other men. That's a
All
that's a
right.
fallacy.
the,
All right,
the
guys.
last
All right.
thing
Roger.
Raj, I
Roger.
mean Kevin want to read something.
Yeah, I got a super chat from Sonny's Hot Raw. Appreciate it. That's awesome.
That's
Uh,
dope.
noth- Nothing worse than a proud failure. Failures who take pride in their failures to deserve a voice.
Wow. Wow.
I like that.
that's
Wow.
real talk.
Wow. That's
A
deep,
proud failure.
man.
I like that.
That is deep.
And,
That is
The
deep,
sun is
and,
hot
son.
tonight.
Wow. Wow.
and let me say this real quick, and I'm gonna step away for a minute. The last thing they got to worry about is going to another race. Why? Because
They can
the
accept it.
other race ain't. Well, no, the other race ain't worried about them, and neither are we. So, so I mean, if you can make that happen for yourself, more power to you. Ain't nobody gonna try to stop you, and I doubt you have other people trying to welcome you in. So you put yourself in a situation where you have no allies at that point.
Better
Okay?
yet, successfully make that happen. Not just say, "Oh, I ended up with a white person one time," or "Ooh, I ended up with a Latino person one time." That's not the measurement. And seeing as how they failed so much, they'll never understand what a true measurement is, or why they can never really achieve the true end goal.
All I'm saying is, if she trying to get a white husband, Latino husband, a Chinese husband, whatever kind of, more power to her. I celebrate her right to do it.
Yes.
That's it.
Yeah.
I'm not concerned with her results because she's under the leadership of a different type of man at that point. Therefore, she doesn't exist to me anymore.
And no
Actually,
leadership. She's underneath new enslavement, but that's her choice.
and enslavement only means to extract money. Again, punch that time clock. I just look at it in a different way. All of y'all are true, but there's always a reason why they're so brainwashed because they're consumers. They're the biggest goddamn consumers on the planet.
Hey, Gerald, I hold them accountable for believing in whatever they believed in. Period. And when it come down to it, you can describe it as enslavement, whatever the case is. Once they pursue the leadership of another man, they no longer exist to me.
Mm-hmm.
Actually,
this shit. Go ahead, G.
No, I was just gonna say, I take to this. They don't.
Hey, let me say something real quick. Hey, mods, if you're gonna time out someone, please try to use discretion when you time out someone who's giving me a super chat. Okay.
Wow.
Like, let's honestly, what was wrong with relationship fluid homosexual females saying this? What was wrong with that? So, whatever your reasons were, time out some people actually worth timing out. Like, wait till some incredible asshole comes in here before y'all do that. All right. So, I understand y'all looking out for the channel. I appreciate that, but whatever. Yeah, y'all go back to it. Y'all get back to it.
Well, I'm gonna step away for a bit myself. So if I don't come back, you don't have a good night. I might be back.
Man. I hope you come back, bro. It's always good talking to you, man.
All right, Ryan.
I probably got to get some rest, but I'm gonna probably have this for like 30, 40 more minutes, and then call it. It's probably not gonna be as long as a lot of these other ones.
Okay, can I make a request then? Kev, can you just say there is another? I just want to hear you say it.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Now I want to hear you say it like Yoda.
But there is another.
He messing with you, man.
I'm not gonna sit here and laugh at you. I'm gone. But I still might be.
All right, Ross, appreciate it. Long live the habitual line steppers.
Hey, don't say that in that voice. Long live the habitual line steppers.
I can try it, man. Come on.
I handle that. You know what I'm saying? Anybody on the panel can handle that. Long live the habitual line steppers. You gotta say it with your chest, kid. You gotta say it with your chest, okay?
Hey, that's good laughter for the soul, kid. Good laughter for the soul, man.
All right, yeah.
For the culture.
For the culture. Yeah. All right, y'all. So the topic, I said this earlier in the broadcast. Do you think that people will be more conscious if we used a terminology to insult, like you look like a child support raised baby?
What? That'll start a war. That's a whole nother war there.
See, I told y'all. Yeah, if we start using certain insults and jokes and start like feeding people self-consciousness, we could probably start getting this thing reversed. But let me really read relationship fluid homosexual females super chat. Thank you once again. Said I failed. I decided I want a husband, but my body is saggy and Eva has killed my hairline. These leggings should help. Somebody gotta look at it. Wow.
That's a punch of reality right there, dog. You just described their madness. That's
I'm
their
too
madness.
tired for this shit right now.
Wow.
Oh, thank you for the super chat.
Why does that sound like a Mari topic though? Or a Springer topic? One of the two, man. Help! I'm saggy.
Man.
So,
Yeah,
so terminology though. What I mean, because I'm over here like trying to think of what you could say. Like if you go up to somebody and say you look like a lost Trojan or a broken Trojan or something.
man. Let me tell you something. Let me tell you something. I would just shoot in the dark because um uh, like I insulted someone, but I'll just throw it out, just saying anything. I told some female, hey, who got the TV on? Gerald.
Yep,
Gerald.
Leanne, hit
Okay.
the mute button. She got it.
All right. I told a female one time she looked like an innocent monkey. I mean, I might have been wrong for saying that, and if that person is listening, I'm sorry. But I do use certain insults. Like all I was saying about the child support baby thing is if you pick the worst of characters to call child support babies, it might, like I said, it might start reversing things a little bit. I mean, can you think of better insults?
That'll
Then your
start a
daddy.
And
war.
I'm
And
not
what if
saying
your
like
daddy?
just I'm not saying just go around insulting people, but that's something I'm probably gonna start using, especially for some of these guys that keep whining about the black manosphere. I'm gonna probably say something to them. It's like you look like you were raised by child support. I mean, it's like
Should
is that something to be proud of?
have dripped down your mama's leg, but instead you're here.
Yeah.
No daddy, but a dog beat me over the.
All right. Yeah, but you know, for real, like I'll say this at the end of the day, it's not the kid's fault. It's never the child's fault. It's not the child's fault till they step over the line and do something really, really bad. And that depends on what age they are. But the whole thing is, I feel like that all of this, you have to understand that the kids have to be raised correctly. I don't give a damn if the guy's on time for his child support every day, or he's a deadbeat father, or you are a single father dealing with a deadbeat mom. At the end of the day, it's about the kids because the kids didn't ask to be here. And I mean, if one parent is getting wrong because of the other parent's feelings toward that person and is cheating the kids, then they're wrong at the end of the day. And this is just having conversations like this is just, we're just trying to, I will say, make sense of a world that does not make sense. It's almost like making chicken salad out of chicken shit, you know?
That alcohol that made
Yeah.
sense.
All right, gentlemen. All right. Gerald, what's going
Yes.
on?
Oh,
What's going
nothing. I'm just listening to you guys, and I still say that it's about money. They suckered them into this behavior to where they still got them. I still said that their self esteem is so strong that it's blinding them, and they're gonna die that way. Their arrogance, their vanity, it's it's gonna take them out, man. So shit, it is what it is. They ain't listening. They stop listening. I don't care if they listen. Me no care no more. I'm the new Phil Collins. Me no care anymore. I don't care anymore. There's no vacancy. Love don't hear anymore. You took it away. When you abstract the finances and then you talk at me, shit, man, I ain't got to stand there and take your shit. You saying so many words, F me, I will say it in respectfully, F you too. I don't care who it is. Mom, daughters, grandchildren. If this is y'all behavior, then Andrew Yang is right. By 2053, the people who consume the most, the people who are a threat to the planet. And the only reason why we're a threat because we can come up. That means we ain't got to spend all this money with the different coaches who have come up on our people. The weave industry alone is $1 billion. Then you get mad because I'm telling you, yo, You don't need to do that. You perfect the way you are. Oh, nigga, wait, why I gotta be a nigga? Okay. And child support. Child support was first mentioned by a man named Dan Quayle, which was George Bush's VP. He called us deadbeats. You the same SOBs who lynch your people. You the same SOBs who lied to me and said that I was from Africa when I'm a fucking native of the land. You took out Noble Drew Ali. You promoted us with MLK. And MLK was put on game by Malcolm X because Malcolm X told Coretta. And then Coretta turned around and told King. And when they did the research, King threw a curveball. He said in quotes, "We are a prisoner in our own land." Fuck me, man. Like I say, I punch this time clock a pretty good while, and I take it with honor. So when I hear people talking about they don't like Trump, it amazes me because when you say you don't like Trump, the only question is tell me why. And then I will ask you a question, tell me any other president who went out to save children. The children always suffer, amazingly. I was one of those children. All I wanted was a family. But now that I see how my mother is, I'm so fucking glad I missed that branch. I'm glad that I have family outside of my family that are not my blood, such as my brother Turner, such as my partner Terry Lee, such as you guys. He even had a white girl that grabbed me before I sank and spared my life. And all she did was give me a roof. My ass went straight to work. Dude, I collect bottles to pay child support and got paid. The bottle industry up here is 2 million a year. Now let me ask you this, you proud black women, since I feel like going off. What the fuck do we have? We have no land. I can't even feed you. But then you kick me when I'm down, and you expect me to have respect for you.
Shit, I don't know what the fuck. I don't know what the fuck these women be thinking sometimes, based on the situations that, even a lot of them have provided for their own children. But let me read this super chat from Relationship Fluid Homosexual. Thank you once again. Relationship Fluid Homosexual Female. I need to be accountable for my stupid decision making. I was too fluid with losers, and now I'm alone, starting staring at my flappy arms and legs. Well, my suggestion is that you might need to try a treadmill and some better eating decisions. You know, just
Shit.
just a start.
Love a name.
But thank you for the super chat once again. Relationship fluid homosexual female. This might seem like at a glance a joke or whatever, or funny what it's saying, but read into what is actually being said. I mean, females, we do talk about female accountability quite a bit. So you know, that's it. But this is getting irritating. I need to rest my voice. So let's
You
get some
should
final.
do.
Yeah, let's get some final statements here.
Well, I said my final statement. I stick by my words I just stated, and it's not gonna get no better. Some of you people, y'all better start paying attention to the finances. Again, 34 more years, they say, man, we ain't got shit. Now, I probably won't be here, but I hope my words fell on somebody's ears. Better get to humping it. Better get to getting it, bro.
Yeah.
I got to. That's all I gotta say. Thank you, Kev.
All right, no problem, Gerald. And
Peace.
I,
peace. All right, disavowed dad.
you know, today all we got as men is survivalism, no matter what happens in the world, until we can, continue our fellowship, whether it's on this YouTube platform or outside, or somehow, some way it becomes a hybrid of both. That's what's going to help us thrive and flourish. But
Yeah.
the main thing you got to watch out for, these traps that we can blatantly see, especially since it's gotten worse over time. So we just got to focus and get better at being who we are. And once we get to the apex of who we are as men, they won't be looking down at us anymore. Because yeah, in all actuality, work. Maybe we're already at the apex, but in order to make sure you keep the alpha, if you will, from feeling and knowing it's the alpha, you always continue to suppress it and subjugate it to things that it deems as truth. But in all actuality, it's just a web of lies. Until we break through that web, which we already are on the way, we're not quite out of it yet, but we are on the way. When we bring light back to the issues that are being cast before society, stay strong and keep pushing forward.
All right, disavowed dad. I appreciate it once again. Thanks for stopping by. And look out for that black dimension. Me, Roger, and Donnie, we got some things coming. So, yeah, might need you a couple times. So, shoot, appreciate you coming by once again. Roger, I see you come back up. Let's hear it. Yeah, you want to give a final statement before I close it out?
That's exactly why I came back up. But my final statement is: if women make stupid decisions in general that can affect the general man, we should just continue to make according decisions. And if we have to put more pressure on them, that should be absolutely fine with us. And I'm just referring back to that whole thing about um, women trying to set guys up to say they were this involved father just because they babysat or something like that. Okay, if women do stuff like that, y'all just telling me don't. If anybody ever says, "Hey, can you watch my kids real quick?" The answer is automatically no. Now, how does that hurt me as a man? It doesn't. Just That's just what it is. How does that hurt you as a woman? All kind of things because we don't know what you need a babysitter for. So if women make decisions where they make stuff harder, we should just move accordingly and we just do less for them. Keep going. We'll keep doing less. And at the end of the day, what's going to help you out of that situation? Nothing. Well, that works for me. It's easy to give a woman nothing.
All right, and thank you, Roger. And I think that's what we were. I think what Roger touched on is a couple things that we were trying to say throughout this broadcast. Um, yeah, if shit like that, what I expressed in the beginning is allowed to go down, and you can just charge child support for any old little thing. And guess what? It's gonna get worse for you out here dating or trying to get any kind of assistance from these brothers. The social media post I put up earlier, um, she was getting a dude nice enough to watch the kids, watch her child for her, and she was like, "Well, since he's doing it out of the goodness of his heart, can I sue him for child support?" Now, in all of that, that is low down. That's a low down thing to do for someone who's trying to do something nice for you. But it just shows you, in essence, that a lot of these females are just capable of anything. And as men, we have to watch ourselves and not get ourselves in stupid ass situations just because, pussy might be good. She might be a big freak. Because at the end of the day, a lot of these girls are just nothing but sack chasers. They're looking for a plan at the end of the day. They use these kids as paychecks, and that's wrong. That is so wrong. But see, the way things are going, these stupid things might actually go down, and it's a sad thing. But what it is, this is sending a message that it's not okay to date single mothers if they're going to do shit like that. Now, for as far as that moist mindset that I was talking about, I would never ever tell a man he's weak for not wanting to date a single mother. That is some stupid shit, and I would never recommend that to anybody. That means that you are against common sense for the black man, and you really need to be slapped in your fucking face for that shit. Like I mean, honestly, I do not appreciate a grown man telling another grown man to throw his life away because a bitch could not wait to make an important decision like that. till when she got a dude actually worth something. Fuck her, punish her ass. Black men do too much to pacify these women who have done all these stupid ass things. And I'm tired of seeing brothers pay the price. Be a little harsher with this shit. It require that they uphold a standard or leave their asses alone. Stop this bullshit and start being tired of asking nicely. And with this half-ass voice, I am done. In Kev we trust. LLTHLS. Goodbye.
I can feel it because